help us spread #SaveRoblox and get it trending on X so we can force Roblox to change its moderation tactics. Recently the Forsaken scandal, which I covered in multiple videos, is back in the spotlight as Souldrivenlove, the game's creator and a literal child predator, has filed a counterclaim lawsuit against Hytoko and Basil, the game's current owners, and judging on the reaction of the Roblox community, it might look like Soul is gonna legally get his game back, as the countersuit goes into a lot of new information regarding the transaction of Forsaken out of Soul's hands. There is a lot to cover, so if you agree that whoever wins this lawsuit will literally kill of Forsaken for good, then make sure to like and subscribe and watch until the end, as we have a lot of information to uncover and review regarding this new lawsuit. But first, for background purposes and to make a long story short, Souldrivenlove back in May of 2025 was exposed for committing NSFW acts on numerous minors back when he underwent the alias of Souldrivenlove, which would make him a child predator, because anyone regardless of age can be a child predator. After the video went viral, which got coverage from the likes of Guamgo and Parlo, Soul was forced to hand control of Forsaken over to the game's current owners, Hytoko and Basil. However, over the months since the scandal, the deal fell apart, and in May of this year, legal action was taken by Hytoko and Basil against Soul, the former, to allege that Soul wants the game back under his control and that the two are fighting the child predator in courts. Now it looks like Soul has declared he will be fighting back against this lawsuit, as he filed his own counterclaim lawsuit against Hytoko and Basil. And thanks in large part to Adam Starr's unboxing thread, we will be going over this brand new lawsuit in detail, as the thread is gonna be very long, so I will be placing it in the description and pinned comment if you want to go over it yourself. The thread starts with Soul providing the context behind the game, saying he created it when he was 17. And it became a huge success, racking up millions of visits, with Hytoko and Basil being quote trusted members of the community. The thread then mentions the long video that re-exposed the damning information of Soul committing illegal acts involving underage you know what, and that said video contained what he called false and defamatory claims about himself. The video calling for Soul to sell Forsaken and its affiliated Discord servers. The thread mentions the video went viral and led to a ton of additional videos and social media posts made by numerous users, which included the likes of Parlo and Guamgo, generating millions of views and repeating the quote defamatory claims. Soul then states that Hytoko and Basil knew the truth, that these allegations were from a time when Soul was 13, and that he himself was quote victimized by an older individual, which the age claim can be nullified simply because anyone regardless of age can be a child predator. Soul then states that the firestorm caused him severe emotional distress and that he was taken advantage of by Basil and Hytoko, who Soul claims exploited the situation to their advantage. Now here is where the thread goes into the more interesting parts, which revolve around the transfer of ownership. Soul contends he promised to transfer ownership of the Forsaken Discord server to Hytoko as long as it was temporary, which Hytoko agreed to, but just minutes later, Hytoko banned Soul from the Discord server and announced the transfer of power, which Soul claims is 100% false. So basically this means that Hytoko probably lied to the Roblox community and allegedly stole a whole Discord server from under the nose of the disgusting child predator. After the announcement, Soul claims that Hytoko and Basil began pressuring Soul to make the transfer a permanent thing, to which Soul and his girlfriend demanded the two hand the server back, but Hytoko refused, citing Discord's terms of service, and that he already transferred the Discord server to Basil. Soul then claims both users took advantage of their ownership to block Soul from selling the game to any third party, which isolated Soul and forced him into surrendering the Forsaken experience directly to counterclaim the defendants on their terms. Soul then alleges Basil admitted to weaponizing his ownership to block the sales, and that the developer also accused the child predator of quote stealing money from the game, claiming that the funds belonged entirely to Soul, and that no agreement gave either of the current owners of Forsaken any right or interest in the game or its revenue. Soul then alleges that it is in context of everything and being under pressure, signed the transfer agreement. Soul then asked that said agreement would also give him the right to terminate and retain ownership of Forsaken. But that's not how it was actually drafted, according to the allegations. So basically, Soul claims he was pressured and exploited by Hytoko and Basil into giving control of Forsaken into their hands, who then used their new powers to ban and block Soul from basically selling off the game to any third party, all the while ignoring the child predator's request that Soul had the right to terminate the arrangement and retain ownership. Moving into the claims, Soul states that the transfer agreement is void because he didn't get any consideration, which is legal speak for saying that Soul didn't get anything in return, which goes back to the part regarding Soul wanting the right to retain ownership of Forsaken, but was denied. The second claim is that the transfer agreement should be completely nullified, claiming Hytoko and Basil committed fraud and duress in forcing the child predator to hand over control, and that both committed unlawful acts, including the fraudulent seizure of the game and its Discord servers. And finally, that the agreement is quote unconscionable, which means that the circumstances surrounding the agreement is quote unfair and one-sided, that it shouldn't be enforced. This new lawsuit sparked traction in the Roblox community, with many calling out Hytoko and Basil for being horrible people, while calling for all three people to leave the Forsaken community and the wider Roblox community, saying whoever wins this game will literally kill off all of Forsaken for good. As for my personal opinion on this lawsuit, I do have to agree with everyone that whoever wins this lawsuit will literally kill off the entire game of Forsaken, as Hytoko and Basil are literal pieces of absolute garbage for allegedly pulling this stunt off, while Soul is a literal child predator, which is millions of times worse than what Hytoko and Basil did, and that this will send a message to all child predators with huge money making games that they can use all forms of legal action to silence their victims and keep control of their profit making machines. All we now have to do is wait and see who wins this legal slap fight in the courts, and see if Forsaken can survive or die off altogether. Anyways, that is all for this video. Please spread this video around so more people are made aware of this situation, and make your own videos going over this situation as well. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are new, and make sure to follow my social media accounts. The links will be in the description. To wrap things up, this video is not intended for hate, harassment or cyberbullying towards the people mentioned in this video, but instead it's to act as an educational and informative video going over the situation at hand. Goodbye.